I'm
Hello, everyone, and Merry Early Christmas. Today we are going to be looking at the best toy lines for Christmas specials. So, without further ado, let's get into the first line. The first series we're going to be looking at today is naturally the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer figure set by Memory Lane. These little guys came out around 2003, and they could be purchased either via figure sets, which was like a big box set, or individually. Now, I'm not going to go into full depth with these as I already made a video discussing the entire line, but we'll take a quick look at some of them. Here are all of the reindeer figures, of course including Rudolph, Clarice, Donner, Mrs. Donner, Coach Comet, and Fireball. Here are some elves. You got Hermie, the head elf, the tall elf, and girl elf. Tons of iconic misfit toys, with King Moonracer, the cowboy on an ostrich, the boat that can't stay afloat, the spotted elephant, Depression Dolly, Charlie in a Box, Train of Square Wheels, squirt gun that squirts jelly, and you can barely see him back there. But there is the bird that swims. And lastly, for Rudolph, we have some more miscellaneous characters. Featuring Santa Claus on his sleigh with some misfit toys, Mrs. Claus, Sam the Snowman, Yukon Cornelius, and the giant furry Bumble. Well, I think the Rudolph line has got to be my favorite Christmas toy series out there, but a close second has got to be the Charlie Brown figures. Now, these were also made by Memory Lane in 2003, and not all of them were based off of a Charlie Brown Christmas, but we're just going to throw them in this video. Here's the man himself, Charlie Brown, Linus, Lucy with her psychiatric help stand, everybody's favorite little dog, Snoopy, Charlie Brown's sister, Sally, my personal favorite Peanuts character, Pigpen with his dust cloud. Bit more of a rare one, Marcy. Frida, the red-haired girl. Here is Schroeder with his piano, and I have his piano here with me. And when you press the keys down, it actually plays a song, so let's see if it still works.
This is the music I've selected for the Christmas play. What kind of Christmas music is that? Beethoven Christmas music.
Wow. But somehow, the rarest Peanuts figure they ever made was Franklin. He came out 6 years later in 2009, and I don't know what it is, but this figure is so hard to come by, and if you're going to find it, he's going to be a pretty penny. This one was actually pretty cheap, and he's still in the box, so it's really cool. He comes with skis, a hat, a scarf. Awesome figure. Next line is based off of the Christmas classic, A Year Without a Santa Claus, and these figures, I think they were originally made by Palisades, and then NECA took over once Palisades went out of business, and they made figure sets with the Miser Brothers, Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, Jingle and Jangle, but I only have the Miser Brothers here and a little bonus. Here's Mr. 10 Below Snow Miser, and he's a really cool figure, but I think he came with a little walking cane or something like that. And I got this when I was 6 years old. That thing is long gone. But it's an awesome figure. It looks just like him. And you cannot have yin without yang. Here is Heat Miser. He never came with any accessories. But look at his flame hair. They took it straight out from the movie and made it into figure form, and he's awesome. So here's the little bonus. So I was at an antique store about a year or two ago, and they had a box with a bunch of plushies from this movie, and they were all in really bad shape. They might have lice on them, I'm not sure. But I found this one. It was not in horrible condition, and it's Mother Nature, Heat Miser and Snow Miser's mom, and I thought that would actually look pretty good with them, and it did. So I grabbed that, and I've been displaying those three together for a few years now, and it looks great. So I actually didn't know too much about this line. I had to do a bit of research on it. Turns out this was made by a company called Playmates. I've never heard of them. And these came out in the year of 2000 when the Jim Carrey Grinch movie first came out. And it's just a cool little articulated figure set, so let's take a look at some of them. So they did lots of versions of the Grinch. This is the nude one. Hopefully I don't get taken off of YouTube. And he's got his girlfriend with him. Pretty cool. Here's my man Max. Max actually came with my favorite accessory and probably my favorite part of the Grinch movie. I think this is called the Bark Amplifier. It's like the big Grinch monster thing they used to scare them off at the beginning. Pretty cool. I love the fact they made a figure of that. It looks awesome. You can put Max behind the little horn. Looks great. Here's one of their little play sets. They made a Whoville car, and it came with the Grinch when he was wearing that robe and the mask, which I have that somewhere, and it's awesome. But it's super cool. The wreath like shoots off. Just a super cool little set, and you can run people over with the car, which is what my demented brain comes up with. But overall, the Playmates Grinch set is pretty darn neat. Everyone has their favorite take on the Christmas Carol movie. Mine is personally the Muppet Christmas Carol. I thought it was perfectly done. Michael Caine was a perfect Scrooge, and it went together perfectly. And Palisades made a mini Muppets figure set back in the day, so let's take a look at those. Of course, you gotta have Kermit and Robin as Bob Cratchit and Tiny Tim. Fozzie Bear as Fozziwig, and actually a pretty cool fact, they were going to have Bean Bunny in the set, but they wanted to have enough main characters, so they did Fozzie instead, which is okay, I guess. Statler and Waldorf as the Marley Brothers. How can you not love this? One of the best parts of the movie, I think. Here is the Ghost of Christmas Present, and no, he's not giving you the bird. Mine has some broken fingers. Awesome. The fact they made him is just awesome. And I don't have these, but they also made the penguins and a variant exclusive of what they call the ice penguins, which makes them look like an ice sculpture. This one's pretty cool, pretty obscure, but very cool. It is the Fat Albert Christmas figure line from White Castle. In the 90s, they had these figures in their kids' meals. Super cool. They're all sledding, except for Fat Albert is ice skating because we don't want any broken sleds. But let's take a quick look at these guys, too. It's Fat Albert. And he's ice skating. He's awesome. He's very heavy, too. He weighs like half a pound. I'm being serious. Here you got Dumb Donald, burn. Here's Russell. And Weird Harold. Now, Weird Harold, I made a featured figure short about this. He has a rare-ish variant where he had a white sweater on instead of yellow, which I figured out that's not white paint, that just means they did not paint the sweater. But it's a cool enough variant, so I got both. And they look awesome together, and that's a very complete set. Okay, so I am unfortunately aware that some of you have not seen Jim Henson's Emmet Otter's Jug Band Christmas, which breaks my heart because this is my favorite Christmas special, movie, show, whatever, anything of all time. So sweet, so cute, so special, so awesome. If you have not seen it, the full movie is on YouTube. Please go watch it. And a company named Plastic Meatball recently put out an Emmett and Ma figure set. It comes with the wash tub, a laundry basket, Pa's old tool chest, and the Christmas branch. So cool. Great packaging, great figures. And in 2024, Plastic Meatball put out a carded set with 3 figures. It featured the same Emmett, the same Ma, but also a new variant of Ma with her talent contest dress. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think this has to be my favorite thing that I've mentioned in this video. I love Emmet Otter. If you have not seen it, please go watch it. And this is just a great little figure set to commemorate the amazing creation of Jim Henson. And this last one is totally just being thrown in for the fun of it. So Kenner, of course, they made their Star Wars action figure line. But when the incredibly horrible holiday special for Star Wars came out, they had an idea of making figures for that, based off of Chewbacca's scary family. And of course, that idea was dropped due to the holiday special getting completely dogged by everybody who saw it. And so these figures were never made, but I tried making some customs with my dad back in 2022. Oh boy. And here we have Itchy. This is Chewbacca's dad. He's pretty easy to make. All we had to do is take an extra Chewbacca and paint some gray fur on him. Pretty cool. It turned out alright. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, this is Mala, I think that's her name. Chewbacca's wife, and this one was a little more difficult. Of course, we had to paint her a more tan color. And we had to add boobs because that's just accuracy, and we just had to do it. So yeah, there are our customs for Chewbacca's family. And before we wrap the video up, I have two honorable mentions that aren't in this video due to how freaking expensive these are. First one is Memory Lane's Santa Claus is Coming to Town line. I love that movie, and I love these figures. You got Topper the Penguin, Kris Kringle, Mrs. Claus, the Winter Warlock. So cool. So expensive, though. So these, unfortunately, did not make it into the video. But here's a quick picture of them, just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. This one honestly stings a bit, because it feels so wrong not to have any Frosty the Snowman thing in this video. Jada Toys has been killing it with these types of figures, and they're usually around $20, but Frosty is for some reason $50. And I sadly just cannot justify that price. However, he's super cool. He comes with a few different heads, his broom, his corncob pipe. Hocus Pocus is a pack-in, probably my favorite part of the set. But if it was 20 bucks, I'd have it for sure, but 50 is just a bit too much. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope all of you watching out there have a safe and very Merry Christmas. Spend some time with family, eat some good food, open some presents, and just have a good time. Thank you so much for watching this video. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye.